guys, I'm Morgan Harbin for SMR Vault. It's week 3 of the 2017 build season, and it's time for another update. Let's talk about Hardin Valley. We asked them to reflect on the season so far, and they actually indicated that this year's game is far more involved than last year's, with size restraints making part selection and integration fairly difficult. In terms of design, it's been an ever-evolving process for the Rohoctics. Prototypes were the first step in this process, and from there they funneled their designs down to what works best. Their climber has progressed quite a bit since last week. It now involves a much sturdier and much larger cylinder that seems to grab onto the rope very effectively. Fuel has definitely been one of Hardin Valley's big ambitions this year. This week they were able to further develop their prototype, and as you can tell, they're nailing that trajectory, which we all knew from the start was going to be the tricky part of this year's shooting element. They're doing pretty well so far, but HVA has high hopes of furthering the accuracy of their shooter. The Rohoctics are already integrating their prototypes into their final bot, so we can see that the season is really heating up now. On the business side of things, the Rohoctics are, as always, in the running for this year's Chairman's Award, having just completed the essay. They're beginning the video for the prestigious award, so we look forward to seeing what they put together. Now, how about BCR? The mid-season mark presented a great opportunity for the team to conduct a team-wide meeting to review and revise designs. They started out with a fairly solidified design in early January, but since then it's evolved quite a bit. The gear prototype we showed you last week, which involved the gear becoming lodged at the base of a V shape, has been updated to be a more reliable system, so they've created something more along the lines of a box that catches the gear, which can then only be removed when it's lifted out by a human player. It's primarily in writing right now, but expect a functional system shortly. Shooting fuel, something BCR was hesitant about at the beginning of the season, has now become a priority that's taken the shape of a fairly advanced prototype. They want to maximize efficiency, so they've taken picking wiffle balls up off the ground into account in their design, which will consist of a nearly full-width powered intake. Programming, meanwhile, is working on vision and waiting on mechanisms to be fabricated before they truly dive into coding. Before we go, there are 2 important announcements. First off, Andy Mark is hosting another contest. It's that time of the season where teams are finalizing their prototypes and moving on to testing. Or breaking. Breakages are going to happen, and they're nothing to worry about. So Andy Mark wants to make light of this by awarding a $250 Andy Mark gift certificate and a broken trophy with some duct tape to the team that submits the best video to a, quote, public cloud service, like YouTube, explaining how they broke their bot and how they learned to fix it. Entries will be judged on creativity and effective technical lessons learned. Don't forget to keep it under 3 minutes, keep it rated G, include your team's identification and celebration of the breakage, display safe robot operating practices, and enter by emailing contest@andymark.com or by tweeting @AndyMarkIncorporated. And finally, one of the awesome things we get to see in FIRST Robotics is the enthusiastic involvement of major companies. Rockwell Automation is one of those, and they just donated $12 million to FIRST. This isn't the first time they've been involved with robotics though. Throughout the past decade, they've donated over $15 million of support to FIRST, been global sponsors of FLL, been sole sponsor of the FRC Rockwell Automation Innovation and Control Award, donated various field and scoring products, and around 500 of their employees have volunteered their time to help FIRST. Rockwell Automation, we thank you for your support. Alright, that's it for this week, guys. As always, if you'd like to partake in our endeavor in cooperation, follow the steps in the description below to see how your team can be featured in next week's update. On your way out, don't forget to tap the like button and subscribe to our channel for more updates just like these throughout the rest of the build season. For SMR Vault, I'm Morgan Harbin, and I'll see you next time.